Chapter 2. Developing your board recruitment materials and team. In Chapter 1, we laid the strategic foundation for your board recruitment. You've got your plan. Now, in Chapter 2, we're rolling up our sleeves and getting practical. We're going to focus on two absolutely critical components for success. First, assembling and preparing your recruitment A-team. Yes, even if that team starts with just you. And second, crafting your essential board recruitment toolkit. The documents and resources that will make you look professional, feel organized, and attract top-tier candidates. Think of it this way. A great plan is vital, but without the right people to help execute it and the right tools to support the process, even the best strategy can falter. This chapter is all about setting you up for smooth, effective execution. Part 1. Assembling your recruitment A-team, even if it's a team of 1 or 3. Now, when I say A-team, you might be picturing a large committee. For many new nonprofits or solo founders, that's just not realistic, and that's perfectly okay. But let's talk about how to maximize your people power, no matter your size. The solo founder. You are mighty. If you're currently a one-person show handling recruitment, know this: you can do this. Your passion and deep understanding of the mission are incredible assets. The key for you is to become intimately familiar with every step of the process we're outlining in this book. You are the chief architect and the lead builder. The tools we're about to discuss will be your best friends, helping you stay organized and professional. The +2 advantage: why a small team is a game changer. However, if at all possible, I strongly encourage you to not go it entirely alone, especially when it comes to interviews. Aim to build a tiny, focused recruitment team. Perhaps it's you and 2 trusted volunteers. Why? Candidate confidence. When a potential board member is interviewed by more than one person, it signals that your organization is serious, has buy-in from others, and values a team approach. It simply feels more robust. Diverse perspectives. 2 or 3 people will inevitably pick up on different nuances during an interview. You'll get a more well-rounded assessment of a candidate's fit, skills, and passion. Shared responsibility. It lightens your load and provides a sounding board for decisions. Recruiting your recruitment volunteers. Finding your +2. So, where do you find these 2 wonderful volunteers to join your ad hoc recruitment squad? Your existing network. Think about current, highly engaged volunteers, trusted advisors, or even a supportive existing board member, if you have one, who isn't on the recruitment YOSH nominating committee. You're looking for people who already believe in your mission. Volunteer matching sites. Websites like Volunteer Match, Catch a Fire, or local volunteer centers often have skilled professionals looking for short-term, high-impact ways to contribute. LinkedIn. Use LinkedIn to search for professionals in your community who have expressed interest in nonprofit board service or skills-based volunteering. A polite, clear message explaining the short-term commitment and the importance of their help can go a long way. What to look for. Good listeners, objective thinkers, individuals who can be discreet and professional, and above all, people who genuinely care about your mission's success. Onboarding your recruitment team. The 30-minute mini orientation. Once you've identified your founder +2, or however your small team shapes up, you need a quick, effective onboarding. This isn't a massive training session. It's a focused conversation to get everyone on the same page. Here's your checklist. Share the vision and urgency. Briefly reiterate why this board recruitment is so critical right now. Remind them of the ideal candidate profiles you developed in Chapter 1. What kind of impact are you hoping these new board members will make? Outline the process. Bird's eye view. Walk them through the 7 steps of board recruitment at a high level so they understand the whole journey. Then, zoom in on the parts where they'll be most involved, likely candidate screening, definitely interviewing, and perhaps initial vetting. Define roles and responsibilities. Clarity is king. Founder, lead. You'll likely be the overall lead, the primary contact for candidates, and the final decision maker in consultation with the team. Volunteer 1 and 2, interview panelists. Decide who will focus on what during interviews. For example, one might focus on assessing skills alignment and experience, while the other focuses on passion for the mission, collaborative spirit, and potential red flags. Who will be the primary note-taker? Will you assign specific core questions to each person to ensure they all get asked? Set clear expectations. Discuss the expected time commitment, e.g., we anticipate 2 to 3 interview sessions over the next month, each lasting about an hour, plus a brief debrief after each. Emphasize the importance of confidentiality and treating every candidate with respect. Provide key materials. Give them copies of the ideal candidate profiles and the list of core interview questions you'll be developing. This mini-orientation ensures everyone understands their role, the process, and the importance of their contribution. It builds a cohesive unit, ready to represent your nonprofit professionally. Part 2. Your Essential Board Recruitment Toolkit. Preparing for Professionalism and Impact. Now, let's talk tools. Imagine a promising candidate expresses interest, and you can instantly send them a polished, informative packet. Or, after an interview, you have clear next-step documents ready. This level of preparation doesn't just make you look good. It shows you respect the candidate's time and are serious about building a high-caliber board. It builds trust from day one. Here are the key documents and resources you need to prepare before you even think about outreach. Think of these as your recruitment starter pack. The First Impression Board Application Form. This isn't just a data collection tool, it's your first real window into a candidate's thinking. What it should capture, beyond basic contact info, include fields for relevant professional skills, past nonprofit or leadership experience, and their understanding of your mission. Action point. Crucially, include 1 to 2 open-ended questions like, why are you passionate about our specific mission? Or what unique perspective or contribution do you believe you could bring to our board? This is where you get beyond the resume. The Get to Know Us Board Recruitment Pack. This is your nonprofit's introductory handshake, your highlight reel. What it should include: your mission, vision, and core values. Make these shine. A brief history, an overview of your key programs, recent achievements, and strategic goals. Perhaps a snapshot of your current board composition, if you have one, and the general areas you're looking to strengthen, tying back to your Chapter 1 planning. Action point. Share this early in the process, perhaps even before a formal application. It helps candidates self-select and assess if your organization truly aligns with their passions and goals, saving everyone time. The Clarity and Commitment Board Agreement, or Letter of Expectation. Once you've decided to invite someone to join, this document formalizes their role and your mutual expectations. What it outlines: key responsibilities, e.g. us attending X meetings per year, serving on one committee, expected term length, any fundraising expectations, be upfront, commitment to ethical conduct, and adherence to bylaws. Action point. Having a template ready means you can move swiftly and professionally once a candidate accepts. This sets the stage for accountability from the very beginning. The Integrity Check Conflict of Interest Form. Transparency is non-negotiable in good governance. What it does: requires candidates, or new board members, to disclose any relationships, financial interests, or affiliations that could potentially influence their decision-making or create a conflict with their board duties. Action point. Introduce this as a standard part of your due diligence. It fosters a culture of accountability. The confidentiality. Promise Non-Disclosure Agreement, NDA. This is especially important if your board will be handling sensitive information. What it covers: protecting confidential details like donor data, unannounced strategic plans, internal financial information, or sensitive programmatic details. Action point. If your nonprofit deals with such information, make the NDA a standard part of the final onboarding paperwork for new board members. The Guiding Compass Board Manual. Prepare the skeleton now. While this is primarily an onboarding tool for after someone joins, you need to start assembling it now. What it will contain: your bylaws, governance policies, decision-making processes, detailed roles and responsibilities of board members, including officer roles, committee structures, key organizational charts, and how the board interacts with staff, if any. Action point. Start gathering these existing documents or drafting key sections. Knowing this manual is taking shape shows candidates you have your governance house in order. The magnetic message board outreach content. To attract those ideal candidates, you need compelling, tailored messaging. What to craft? Develop a core message highlighting the impact of your work and the meaningful contribution board members can make. Then, adapt this message for different channels. A concise, engaging blurb for social media or online volunteer platforms. A slightly more detailed email template for reaching out to your network or potential nominees. Key talking points if you're speaking at events or networking. Action point. Focus on the impact and the opportunity. Speak directly to the skills and passions of the personas you identified in Chapter 1. The insightful inquiry. Tailored interview. Questions. A good interview goes far beyond the resume. What to develop? A core list of 5 to 7 open-ended, thoughtful questions that explore their understanding of and passion for your mission, how their specific skills and experiences align with your identified needs, their approach to teamwork, problem-solving, and decision-making. Scenario-based questions can be great here. Imagine our nonprofit-faced X challenge. How might you approach that as a board member? Their understanding of board roles and responsibilities. Their long-term commitment and enthusiasm. Action point. Ensure your interview team, if you have one, is familiar with these questions and understands the goal of each one. The future vision. Strategic business plan. Snippet, or summary. Sharing your strategic direction helps candidates see where you're going and how they can contribute. What to prepare? You don't need to share your entire detailed plan. A 1 to 2 page executive summary or a clear overview of your top 3 to 5 strategic priorities for the next few years is often perfect. Action point. This shows candidates you're forward-thinking and allows them to envision their role in your organization's growth and sustainability. The respectful response. Acceptance and rejection. Letter. Templates. How you communicate your decisions matters immensely. What to draft? Acceptance. Letter. Warm, enthusiastic, clearly stating the offer to join the board and outlining next steps, like signing the board agreement. Rejection letter. Respectful, kind, and appreciative of their time and interest. You don't always need to give detailed reasons, but a polite decline that keeps the door open for future engagement, perhaps as a volunteer or donor, is professional. Action point. Having these templates ready ensures timely and considerate communication with everyone who engages in your process. Optional, but highly recommended for later. The Continuous Growth Board Self-Assessment. Form. While this is used after a board member has served for a while, thinking about it now signals a commitment to board effectiveness. What it encourages. A simple form for board members to periodically reflect on their own performance, engagement, and areas where they might want to grow or contribute differently. Action point. You don't need to fully develop it now, but make a note to create one. It's a hallmark of a board committed to continuous improvement. Who? That might seem like a lot of tools, but remember, you're building a system. Each of these resources plays a vital role in creating a recruitment process that is professional, transparent, efficient, and ultimately far more successful. Investing the time to prepare these upfront will pay off tenfold. You'll feel more confident, candidates will be more impressed, and your entire recruitment journey will be smoother. Many of these, like the application form, board agreement, and letter templates, will be available as adaptable templates in the resource pack or app accompanying this book, designed to save you time and get you started quickly. Now that you're thinking about your A-team and your toolkit, you're almost ready to start reaching out. In our next chapter, we'll dive into exactly that. Effective board outreach strategies to connect with those ideal candidates you've planned for.